Okay, so thank you all for watching the last video I covered on the Walten Files, and shout out to a bunch of people in the comments who mentioned the idea and fact that Martin Walls actually voice acted Jack Walton in the clip that I showed you in the last Walten Files video. And I've got another one for you today. I got a comment a while ago talking about the Pumpkin Rabbit and how Martin Walls also voice acts this character, and I never even heard of the Pumpkin Rabbit until I saw this short that I'm playing on the screen right now called The Mysterious House. It's a little spin-off episode. It was almost like a Halloween treat for us, thanks to Martin Walls, and it's honestly introducing one of the scariest characters in the Walten Files series, and I thought I'd go through it. So the Pumpkin Rabbit and the Mysterious House video in general creates a lot of terrifying tension. So the idea is you have these two children, Ducky and Tammy, out trick-or-treating, you know, the classic Halloween niche of wearing costumes, getting sweets from people, and just having a fun time, right? And they're about to head home when they spot the mysterious house, and they think, oh, okay, that'll be the one last house they can send before they go to sleep for the night and go back home. And you think everything will be fine and dandy, but I'm going to run a clip of how the Pumpkin Rabbit is first introduced, and I'm going to let you know how fucking terrifying that really sets the scene. And as we go on, you'll see just how twisted and deluded Martin Walls has made the Pumpkin Rabbit, and just how terrifying I would be to see that. So let's run it.
And the Pumpkin Rabbit.
Yeah, so as you can see, it's just very quiet silence, almost like tension fills the room. It's like he contrasts every other person in the room with them, with the likes of Shaw, the sheep, Billy the clown, and Ducky and Tammy respectively. I think it's very fucking creepy, and personally, I would not be anywhere near the Pumpkin Rabbit, but of course, these children are gullible, and in a Martin Walls universe, any child that steers too far off the path is going to end up dead. But the one thing I wanted to point out about this character is like the stiffness of it and the orange aesthetic that goes with it. So when you think of Halloween and the colour orange, you would normally associate like a pumpkin that you put a candle in to reflect some sort of spooky light, but you know that the light is still there. So the Pumpkin Rabbit, to me at least, this is just my speculation and theory, seems to appear just very friendly without being too enticing to the children taking a liking to them, because you can tell from the offset that the silence and the music cut off when the Pumpkin Rabbit is introduced says to me that these motherfuckers are dying. These two are dead. But you don't know that, well, at least they don't know that, because we do. But you don't know the fact that he's the one who's going to be responsible for it, and he does some very stupid and sneaky shit, okay? So, as I was watching the video, some people pointed out that during this next scene I'm about to play you can actually see the Pumpkin Rabbit stalking Tabby, who is the, I don't even know what Tammy is, I think she's like a fox or something, but I'm going to play the scene of just Tammy waking up to finding that Ducky's gone, and a lot of people believe that the Pumpkin Rabbit is imitating Ducky's voice, and I want to just play the whole scene for you, no matter how long it is, and I want to just go bit by bit on what is happening, because it gets really creepy really fast. And I also want to bring up Shaw the sheep as well, who I will come back to at a later point, but for now I'm going to run back the scene and we're just going to go from there. So DJ, play that shit.
Tammy. Tammy. Ducky? Oh. You scared me. How long have you been there? Where's the rest? Annie. Hello? Ducky? Ducky? Annie. Ducky, come on, dude. This isn't funny. Ducky?
I will sing you a song, and it won't be very long, about a maiden sweet, and she never would do wrong. Everyone said she was pretty, she was not long in the city, all alone, oh what a pity, poor little maid. She never saw the streets of silence, on the Midwest she had never strayed.
What are you doing here?
What have you done?
What a naughty child, wandering around the house. I will have to punish you for being such a misbehaved little bunny. Don't worry, you won't feel a thing, and you'll get to be with us. Wouldn't you like that, little girl?
Get away from me!
The streets of Cairo, on the Midway, she had never strayed. She never saw the cookie, poor little girl.
Okay, I hope you haven't been too terrified, but basically I want to just run it down and just give you 2 little points I want to make before I end the video that I think really stand out. So obviously the first one is the actual reveal of the pumpkin rabbit and who he actually is. I don't know who it's supposed to be, but obviously the Walten Files has explained that people have died and pretty much morphed into the suits for the mascots and stuff in the universe. So it does make a lot of sense that this is going to be someone who has died a while ago and has now taken on the form of the pumpkin rabbit. Now some people have tried to associate Shaw and the pumpkin rabbit as being Rosemary and Jack Walten, which doesn't really make sense because Jack Walten, as far as I'm aware, is actually Bon the rabbit and Rosemary is still Shaw the sheep. So Shaw being here does kind of make sense, but I don't really see the pumpkin rabbit being referred to as Jack Walten. Some people have thought it to be Felix Crankin, which I can kind of understand, but as far as I'm aware, he didn't die as far as the like canon story goes, because don't forget this is non-canon, so this could be like before Jack Walten even turns into Bon or anything like that. It could be way out of proportion, but you noticed in the clip there, you might have picked it up, that Billy the Clown also turned like static and stiff. If you haven't watched the Walten Files, I won't spoil anything too much, but the way that Billy the Clown is morphed into who he is actually one of my favourite scenes in this the whole series. So go check out the Relocate Project tape, because that's the one where it happens. Just a little heads up. But yeah, so Billy acts really stiff, so does the pumpkin rabbit, but Shaw the sheep is menacing in this part of the whole video. So you may have noticed her just standing behind Tammy as she goes into the basement to find Ducky's been dipped up and everyone around her's dead. Even kids from way before their time have died in this room, and Pumpkin Rabbit has done the same thing to her. And now the thing I like about this is the fact that Shaw is constantly behind her and she's the one who closes the door as well, insinuating that she is also one of the personas behind this whole ordeal with the kidnapping the children, killing them, and no one's seen them again. Now, as for what happens to these kids when they die, we don't know, because they get slashed up that bad. You saw what happened to Ducky and Tammy. We don't know if they get put into suits or if they just are the way they are and they just die how they die. But I think personally that this whole scene and just video in general really is the most terrifying thing to come out of the Walten Files to date. And I can't wait for the Walten Files 4. I need it so bad. But apart from that, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video and my analysis on the Pumpkin Rabbit. I know a lot of people have wanted me to do this, so please let me know if you've enjoyed it down below, because that's really all that matters to me. And you might have noticed I tried to script this a little bit better so I don't sound constantly like stuttering all the time. I hope that's a good feature for you guys as well. I can't help the stuttering I have. Like I naturally like run things over and over in my head and it comes out on the camera. But I've really tried to make this as one take, but also structured and edited well as I could. And if you want more of that, please let me know down below in the comments. But I've offered on too much anyway. If you want to see more analog horror content, whether it's the Walten Files, the Mandela Catalog, or the Back Rooms, or anything like that, anything you want me to cover, leave it in the comments below. Subscribe as well so you get the notification when I do upload more on analog horror and horror in general, because I really want to stand out and branch towards playing horror games and watching horror series and stuff like that. So please let me know. But anyway, I've done enough waffling. Thank you for watching, and I will see you later. Goodbye and take care.